Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Roger Lissade and I love real estate. If you allow me, I'll explain to you why that is. So I started this channel mainly because my friends over at the Fresh and Fit podcast have had an amazing success this past year. And that encouraged me to get out there. I've appeared on the shows a couple times, and every once in a while, people contact me, hit me up, asking me all types of questions about real estate. So I said I might as well put together a channel and start breaking a few things down. Now, like Vince Lombardi, who would always start his training session with, "This is a football," we're going to start off this channel with breaking what is and what is not real estate. So starting off, what is real estate? I'm sure everyone's like, "Roger, what are you talking about?" Like, I know what real estate is. It's a house, it's a building, it's land, etc. Correct. Real estate is defined as property that is attached to the land, and then that is defined as real property. The best way to explain what real estate is would be for me to explain what real estate is not. Case in point, houseboat. That's right. I'm in South Florida, Hollywood, Florida to be exact, and we actually have people that live on boats and try to get financing like a regular mortgage on a boat. Unfortunately, the lenders will not lend on a houseboat because lenders are nervous to lend money on a quote-unquote property that someone could basically pull anchor and then go to the Bahamas with. So the main thing I want you guys to take away from that is if there is no land attached to said property, it's not really property, it's not really real estate. And the reason I bring that up is, unfortunately, I think just not knowing that basic definition, sometimes people get themselves in trouble or involved in investment deals or opportunities that really shouldn't be. All right, so now let's move on. So now we know what real estate is. Most people understand residential real estate, but I've noticed there's always been a confusion about, well, where does the line go from residential to commercial? Now, I mainly work with investors looking for rental income, and that's basically looking at properties that they could rent out for long term and to a little bit of a degree short term as well. So residential is considered to be all units that are from a single family house, one unit, all the way up to 4 units. Once you cross over into the 5 unit and up, that is considered commercial. And I know some of you guys are saying, "Well, Roger, in a duplex, you have people who live in said duplexes as their residents, and you have people that live in 100-unit buildings, condos, or apartment buildings, and they also consider that as their residence as well." Now, here's where it gets kind of interesting. If it's an apartment complex, that is still considered commercial. If it's a condo unit where there are individual owners, it's seen more as a collection of single units, so that is not commercial. I know it can kind of get confusing, but the main reason that is because of the way that financing sees this. And one of the cool things that you can do with commercial that you cannot do with residential is something called forced appreciation. Forced appreciation is when you take a property that is bringing in rent at one rate, you make improvements to the property, and because you make the improvements to the property, you're willing to get a bigger rental amount per month. Once you collect and can show proof that you have about a year at that higher rate, the value of the property is increased based on that. Unfortunately, with single family homes, duplexes, quadplexes, triplexes, if you make improvements and you raise the rent, that will be taken into account, but they're going to more take into account the sales comps. And that's really the cool thing about commercial. So this is just a quick video just to give you guys a little bit of background about what real estate is, what is residential, what is a commercial. If you liked it, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, as well as let me know what you guys what type of questions you guys have that are out there. I know a lot of people want to ask me about how's the market. And actually, let's get into that. I'm sure it's no secret to anyone that's watching this video that over the last 2 years, real estate has been on fire all over the country and even in small remote places. Now, I'm in South Florida, and there's a lot of unique things going on down here. And obviously it's mainly driven by the fact that a lot of people came down here on a temporary basis because of the pandemic. Some were, escaping cities that had high COVID infection rates. Others decided to try, working in another location since they were able to work remotely. And some people were basically on the fence, and COVID just pushed them to the other side of the fence. As well as we have people still coming in from other countries that relocate to Miami for a wide assortment of reasons. One of the biggest reasons being what's known as flight capital, which usually means when there's an instability, or in the case of what's going on in Eastern Europe, a war, Russians, Ukrainians, those that were able to get out early oftentimes come to places like Miami to basically invest their money in real estate because they feel that they have a better chance of not losing money by investing in real estate in the U.S. and Miami in particular versus leaving it in a bank of their origin country. So with that being said, everyone, it's no secret, rents have gone crazy. In Miami, we're seeing anywhere from 20, in some cases 50% rent increases. That has also driven a lot of developers to speed up their development and their acquisitions, and that's another thing too, guys. Like, real estate, it's a relationship business. And the reason I bring this up is because it seems like the developers have a habit of following each other. What do I mean by this? There are areas that perhaps you don't see any activity. Then one developer moves in and starts a project, and then within a short period of time, you see a bunch of developers that follow. And that's exactly what's happened in Miami. We've always had developments. We've always had things going on down here. However, we've had a lot of developers from places like New York City and the Midwest, Chicago, some guys from the West Coast. And it seems like they've all come down here almost around the same time. And right now, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, downtown West Palm Beach is experiencing explosive growth. And I'm helping investors take advantage of that. And I'll give you a few pointers on what to look for to help you guys when you're looking for investment properties in your neck of the woods, in your particular markets. One of the things is you're in a neighborhood and let's say you notice that a Whole Foods pops up where it wasn't there previously, or you hear a Whole Foods coming to the area. That's a safe bet that if this was a neighborhood that maybe did not have a Whole Foods before, but now you've heard that it is, it's probably because that neighborhood is going through a transitional period where maybe it was a little bit rough, or maybe a lot more people that have a lot more disposable income have moved in recently. And the reason I say this is because Whole Foods does a lot of market research, market data. They're very particular about where they put their stores, so they're not gonna just put a Whole Foods anywhere. So that's a little cheat code right there. If you see a Whole Foods moving in. Another thing to be conscious of too is Starbucks. Starbucks is another company that's known to do a lot of market research, and they're very deliberate about where they put their shops. So if you see a Whole Foods, Starbucks coming in, you should definitely take a look at that area, and if the numbers work out, strongly encourage that you guys invest in that area. Another major factor is if they are bringing in mass transit or rapid transit. Rapid transit is defined as either rail or bus that can get people to the major economic employment center of that area. So in the case of Miami, they're extending Brightline, which is a rapid transit system. It's basically rail, and it's right now it connects downtown Miami to downtown Fort Lauderdale to downtown West Palm Beach. It's going to be extended to Orlando. They're adding stops in Aventura, Wynwood, and the Design District. And that also connects into a more local transit system known as the Tri-Rail. And then in Miami, we have what's known as the People Mover, which connects downtown Miami. So you've got Whole Foods, Starbucks, and if they're adding rapid transit. And of course, another big one is, are they putting in schools? And by schools, I mean good schools, highly rated schools, Montessori schools, charter schools. If you have all of these coming to a neighborhood, or you see plans or they're trying to attract, it's a safe bet that that neighborhood is going to attract the type of renters that you want. So anyway, guys, just wanted to give you a quick video, just starting off this channel, trying to answer as many questions as possible. So if you like this video, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, if you have any real estate questions, feel free to shoot them to me, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.